There we go. Hey, gents and gentettes. How's it going? I'm here on the first official big snow of the season, back at the yurt. It's a big day because we've got everything set up. The yurt is up. We got everything set up just in time for the snow to dump, and now it's time to do everything inside, everything that we need to do to make it comfortable for us. This place gets really pretty in the wintertime. I love it. It's one of the reasons we bought this place, because we knew these big cedar trees that are considered just like junk trees around here would be so pretty when the snow came. Ooh. Home sweet construction site. I'll give you guys a tour. All right, you ready to get dizzy and throw up? This is what happens for yurts. It's very difficult. It's very disorienting to just see one without any context of where things are. You're getting very sleepy. Very sleepy. So the thing about a yurt, obviously it's round. So you have to provide context to the space in order for it to make sense. A lot of folks, they say like, oh, look at my yurt. It's 16 foot or 20 foot or whatever, 30 foot like this one. And it's tough to see how big it actually is. You can make a 16-foot yurt look like a big open space, or it could look like a Cracker Jack box, depending on how you arrange it and what your goals are with the space. For us, we are looking to have our whole family living in here. So we need a nice sized kitchen for the kids. We need spaces for making things and crafting, and we need spaces for just hanging out. So there's a lot of different goals that we're trying to accomplish with this one space. But I think a yurt has a lot going for it. It's got this natural light coming from the skylight, even if you don't add windows. And we are adding windows. We'll get to that later. But even through the French doors that we just have, there's a ton of space and a ton of light coming through. So it's a lot of fun to work with, even though it is kind of a unique challenge sometimes.
And so begins our interior yurt design. We start off by framing up a hearth for the wood stove that we'll be installing. We framed a few walls, unfortunately not on camera. We hung some drywall. And we even switched out our in-stock cabinets for some semi-custom clear view cabinets.
All right, so now I have a little bit more context as to where things are in the yurt, so we can do a proper tour, so to speak, of the yurt under interior construction. So let me show you around and tell you how we're using the space. The area that I'm standing in now is just to the right as you enter in through the French doors, and this is going to be obviously our kitchen area. You see the boxes for the cabinets that we've got down here. We've got a kitchen window that I just put in. It's thin enough that it actually fits between our studs in the yurt, so it makes hanging a window super easy. We got our oven here. This is going to be our island. Cabinets obviously against the wall just to save some space. You might see, you know, we've got drywall up here. Drywall isn't the coolest, sexiest thing to have in like a rustic outdoor structure. You kind of want a log cabin feel in some ways, which is true. We figure though, you know, we've got cooking to be done over here. We want to keep the back wall area a little bit nicer, and drywall, when it's, you know, painted or tiled, it's going to be a lot easier to clean off than the yurt material would be. The yurt material is kind of a plasticky type material. It's not super close to a canvas, so it's not terribly difficult to clean off, but we got kids. So the odds that our kids will be, you know, helping us cook over here and making a huge mess and splattering things everywhere, definitely the kids, not me, you know, splattering things everywhere. But we just wanted to have a little extra backup so we could clean it off easier. So that's why we have drywall. Behind the drywall, between the yurt studs, we were actually able to just put some R14 insulation. So there's fiberglass insulation filling these voids, so that we've got insulation rather than just, you know, cold air from the outside coming in. One of the things that was kind of troubling to think about is that our heat's coming from a wood stove, which is actually really close. It's right over there. But if our cabinets are blocking the heat from getting to our plumbing, which is going to be coming through back here, you've got more of a tendency for the pipes to freeze. So putting insulation over here is going to make sure there's basically no chance of that happening. Right now the camera is about 4 feet in from the front doors, the French doors of the yurt. I'm standing in what will be our living room area space, trying to not get too much mud on the floor. This over here is the one room that we are closing in. It's going to be a bedroom for now, and as we progress with things, we have an addition planned, an extra addition, and that'll eventually be like a sleeping quarters bunkhouse type thing. Really, the plan is to make it a really nice master bedroom with steps down to like a hot tub area. So get real swanky out here in the forest is our plan in the future, at least. And when we do that, the thing that's going to be our bedroom right now, that's going to transition into an office space, so we can do all our writing and such right in that room over there. One of the most exciting features of our living area is going to be this wall back here. We've got 4 windows. They're 3 foot by 3 foot each, but in a smaller space like this, that adds quite a bit of natural light. And we're going to line those windows up along this entire wall. If you were able to see through the wall, you'd see this is where we've got a lot of big, beautiful hardwood trees. We had to clear some of them even because we had just so many trees back through here, and we didn't want any to fall in the yurt if we had a storm or something. But it's going to be a beautiful view, especially when it gets green outside and during the winter when the snow falls, just to see out this window at all those great trees. And we're going to eventually have a wraparound deck, so there will be a deck all around through here with a nice table for barbecues and things like that. So we're really excited about these windows. I'm either graduated from high school or showing you our new vinyl floor that we'll be putting in the yurt. This is the flooring we decided, so it's vinyl plank, kind of clicks in place, and you get your rubber mallet and mallet it down so it looks all nice. So far we really like it. It's good and durable, and the primary reason we went with this vinyl plank flooring is kids. So our kids will spill anything on anything, and it doesn't help that I'm already bad at that myself. So the fact that we put in this vinyl plank floor, it's not the most earthy, organic thing in the universe, but it's kids, guys, kids. In this corner of the yurt, we've got our hearth, which is going to be where the wood stove lives. We got a pretty good sized wood stove, so it adds to a pretty big hearth, which takes up a bunch of space, but the wood stove is fun to have. It's a great feeling to be able to feed your own wood into your own stove and to provide heat that way for your living space. And it's just fun to have. It's fun to have a fire located right next to you, so you can feel the self-sufficiency of heating your own place rather than just turning on the gas or the propane every time you need to heat your home. It's a feeling of added security for sure. So we've got our hearth. Over here, because we have to leave enough space from the hearth, the wood stove, this is going to be steps going up to the loft area. Our loft will be up here, and it will likely extend out a little bit over the living space. So the ceiling of the loft, which is just the roof of the yurt, is going to be maybe 6 feet tall at its tallest, and of course, 0 at the end, because the wall is about 7 foot, and it goes right to where the rafter meets the stud over here. We've got this room all framed in, basically. The only thing I haven't done is the second top plate here to tie in the walls, and I also haven't figured out exactly how I want to tie this rafter into the side of the wall. I think I'll just end up putting some kind of blocking there, and I will, I don't know, maybe attach it to the lattice. So back to sort of the kitchen area over here. It ends, and that is where, between the kitchen and the wood stove, we will have another door, and this will be an entrance to an addition that we're building, which is going to be a mudroom slash laundry room slash nursery. So we're going to have a addition built on here, which we will show you guys in the coming weeks. And basically it's just going to be a nice, easy way to not feel cramped in the yurt and to ventilate a little bit easier. I'd prefer to ventilate out of traditional construction rather than just cutting a bunch of holes in the vinyl of the yurt itself. I'd rather just do it on quick, easy construction than this like beautiful yurt interior. So this is going to be a game changer for us, having an added space so we can get those things done. If it was just my wife and I, honestly, the 30-foot yurt is a little big. We wouldn't necessarily even need this much space, although it would be nice. We could be completely just self-contained in here. However, we've got 2 kids and we've got plans for more, so we don't want to feel cramped. We want to feel at home when we're home. And so this is probably the point where if you're any kind of a purist and you think things have to be done a certain way for like an off-grid, outdoor, whatever, alternative structure, you might just hate everything that I do. But that's okay. I'm working towards what's best for my family, and what's best for your family might be different. So that's okay. Guys, thank you for taking a tour with me today. I appreciate all your comments and your support and your kind words. It's been amazing, the comments that we've received on this structure. Do you have any questions? Anything else that I missed in here that you'd like answered? Go ahead and leave it in the comments. I'd be happy to answer it either in the comments or in a new video. Thanks for coming along, and I'll see you next time. This is where we'll have our steps. Right here. Whoa! Used piece of wood there. Don't step on those.